Hey guys, good morning. I'm back. Let's see what I got. So this is going to continue on some stuff I talked about yesterday. I'm going to start doing a walkthrough of what I've got. So this is the prison again. Walking. I'm going to open this barrel lid. I'm going to continue walking. I'm going to open this barrel lid just to check the persistences are still working. I exit the prison. I'm on this island. I can go into town, so either of those tiles will take me into town. That transport's still misplaced. Yeah, there is no transport there, so the only way out. You'll notice the chests are blue now. Actually, I think I mentioned that last time. So I can go here. Boom, back out. Here I am. Do some more walking. You can see the new map, and you can also see some issues I've got with like the trees clipping. They don't have like complete tile rules to make them adapt to every situation. You can see if there's like little bits of water that don't have water in 3 of the 4 directions. You can see it doesn't have rules for that. Tree here, wrong. Anyway, our first dungeon right here. Boom, a pallet swapped prison. So you can see there's a bunch of stuff around. A little bit of a labyrinth here, gotta find my way out. So not as easy as you might expect. Let's open that pod as well. Cool. Doesn't have stairs, but transport tiles there. Great, another floor. This is where I realized it's bugged and there is no entrance. Exit. Oh, never mind. Ooh, well I went into it and I appeared at the same spot. Oh no, what happened, man? I'm out. Okay, well it's got a few kinks right now, but I'll talk about what I've been trying to do and what I've spent most of the last few days working on, and maybe by next episode I'll get it all fixed up. I'm trying to allow for both handmade maps, kind of like the prison layout here with its paired object layer that I talked about yesterday. But I've also got these 2 maps here. This one's very simple, and then this one's not so simple. I think in that demonstration I just walked through this one a bunch of times. They've also got a object layer, so this is without the objects and only the objects here. You can see this one's got a lot more information. And these 2 maps are actually a part of the same pool of maps, and there's only one pool, map pool.keep, and within that it's got 2 possible maps, which is the maps I just showed, and of course they've got the pairing object layer here separated out, and they have tiles associated with them, which are just the hue shifted prison tiles that I had before. And I've differentiated map types from normal, which are all the maps that we've been working on up until now, and random. Since the start of this project, one of my big motivations was to incorporate a lot of the random elements that modern action RPGs have, like Diablo and Path of Exile, but to also maintain the static adventuring feel of like the old Final Fantasies and Dragon Quests. I want to also incorporate a lot of the fun stuff that has been popping up with randomises in speedrunning. There's like a lot of randomises for the old NES Final Fantasies, and they add like a lot of replayability and a lot of reason to actually try and get good at the games rather than following a guide to... Yeah, so one thing I've always had in mind was that most of the story and significant areas in the game would be set just like they are in the classic RPGs, but for a lot of the dungeons, which tend to be kind of long and grindy, and I thought it'd be cool to have some of the floors and layouts be randomized. Not completely, I'm still providing maps and possible spawns for items, but for instance with this map, which is the big one I was walking through, each of these red pixels, 3, 4, those are the possible entry and exit points. So every time this is generated, it picks 2 of them. Hopefully it picks 2 different ones. It assigns one of them as the entry point and one of them as the exit point, and yeah, the other 2, they just don't spawn. So even if you get this same layout multiple times, there's room for you to learn about the layout and the possible points and where the possible treasure is. The treasures act the same way. So these darker blue ones are the chests, the lighter blue ones are the pots. a lot more possible pot spawns than chest spawns, because chests will typically have more valuable items. But yeah, and these are the two maps in the same pool. So that dungeon we were going through called Keep, currently each floor, which it has 5 floors, so it goes from map Keep 1 to Keep 5, they're all assigned a map. Even though in your playthrough you go prison to world to Keep 1, and then you go to Keep 2, Keep 3, and then hopefully you can go back to Keep 2 and you can backtrack or go forward. But you're going through all these the same, but 2 different playthroughs of the game. Keep 1 might have a different floor layout than Keep 1 does in the other game. And even if they are the same layout, there's potential for the treasures and stuff to be located differently. So I think a bit of randomization could be fun. I don't want it to be too roguelike. I don't want everything in the game to be random. You know, I want you to follow through on that. Follow on the storyline and have a bit of an idea where things are. The reason I differentiated blue chests and then in the dungeons you found red chests is because red chests are going to have kind of a random pool of rewards like the pots and barrels do, but at a higher tier. Whereas the blue chests, they always contain the same item in every playthrough. Currently there's no way to get blue chests into the random floors, but I think my intent is in the random floors, say for instance Keep 3, maybe that contains a good weapon and it's always there. I'll probably add a few possible spawn locations for the chests on each of the possible layouts it could have, so that even though the dungeons themselves are random, I'd like you to have the knowledge that, you know, floor 3 of the keep does have this good item, you know, and I should spend time finding it rather than dashing to the stairs. Yeah, so that's what I've been trying to accomplish. I'll open up my ever-evolving map routine. Ooh, a lot bigger than it used to be. There were a lot of problems with doing this. For instance, not necessarily generating the random layouts, but saving them and then being able to reload them. One of the important things I want is that when you start a playthrough, your world is essentially set and you can go to and from the places, you can go forwards and back. If you've played Mirror Angel's Paradise, the floors are generated randomly in a similar manner as this, except there's no way to go back to a previous floor, right? It's like a roguelike challenge. And that actually makes it a lot easier to just create the map when it's needed, and then you don't have to store the generation, and you don't need to, you know, save what pots you have opened and what you haven't opened, any of that stuff. And so saving that stuff, it kind of conflicted with the way I saved items currently against the map level that they're in and the order that they're generated. So it just took a ton of work. Anyway, when I get the issues fixed, I'll do a proper demonstration of the system, making sure it all works. But yeah, I actually thought before I was going to make this that it was working fine, but I guess something went wrong. So look forward next time to my working random dungeon. Hell yeah. Let's go, boys. I'm out. Peace.